Hi everyone, I'm Dina with Mills Family Gardening. One of the reasons I love gardening is it's so unpredictable. Every year is different from the previous years, and you never know what next year will bring with it. And you always learn new lessons along the way. One of the lessons I've learned during my gardening days is to never throw away extra seedlings. So whatever seeds I start indoors, I always start more seeds, and then I end up with more seedlings that I actually plant in the ground. I started these okra seeds under our grow light back in March, and right now we're almost in the middle of May, and I still keep these seedlings even though I did plant a lot more okra seedlings in the ground already. They're growing nicely and they're about to start blooming. I planted these okra seedlings a few weeks ago, and some of the okras already have flowers that will open up soon and produce okra pods for us. And if we come to this spot, we can see that only one stem is left from this okra. Most likely it was a squirrel who chewed on it, or maybe some other nocturnal animal that likes to visit our backyard. I could plant new seeds right into the ground because it's warmed up a lot now, and I could wait for the seeds to come up and they would be fine. But it's getting pretty late in the season. We're in the middle of May, and by the time the seeds come up and start growing and producing, it will be too late, and they will start producing also too late, and that's not what I want. And this is where having extra seedlings comes in handy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove these stems. They do have some new leaves growing, as you can see, but again, it's gonna take a while for the new leaves to start growing and for the flowers to appear. I'll just simply cut them all the way to the ground to make the space available for the new seedlings. And then I'm gonna take my existing extra seedlings, take them out of the container. I know they might be a little bit root bound, even though the roots don't look that bad. We have 4 seedlings growing together, and we'll thin them out after I plant them. So now I'm just gonna dig this place where there was the damaged stem. I dug the hole pretty deep because these plants are pretty leggy and I want to put them in the ground as deep as I can. So I'm just gonna drop them in the hole and then put the soil back, and I'm gonna tuck it on the sides to make sure that I remove all the air pockets. Now I'm going to thin out the seedlings, and I'll remove the weakest and the shortest seedlings, and I'll keep the strongest seedling in the ground. Now, it will take some time for it to grow larger and to start producing flowers, but at least it will start producing sooner than if I had to plant seeds in the ground now. A similar thing happened with our tomatoes. After I planted them in the ground nicely and we tied them to this trellis, our toddler decided it would be a fun place to run around between the plants, and a few plants actually got completely torn from their roots. I could put them back into the ground and eventually they would root, because tomatoes do root pretty easily. But again, it would set them back. It would take them more time to kind of rejuvenate and start growing well again. But thankfully, I did keep a lot more seedlings that I did not plant in the ground, and I simply used those to put them in those spots where some of the tomatoes were damaged. So if you have extra seedlings, make sure not to throw them away or compost them until the seedlings that you did plant in the ground are well established, they're growing nicely and start producing. At that point, you can either compost your seedlings, or you can share them with your friends, or you can even sell them. I hope this video gave you some ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.